Well, as you know, banking is a very complex business. There are different types of banks. For example, you have commercial banks and you have investment banks. And one of the problems that the main European banks is facing is in their investment banking business. And of course, the Europeans have lost market share to those US banks who are operating in Europe during 2015. And this has caused problems in terms of employment in the investment banking sector at European banks. There is also going to be pressure in the industry, in the commercial banking sector, because the effects of the crisis, which began in 2007, are still rumbling on. I worry about negative interest rates, particularly negative real interest rates, because these discourage savings. If interest rates are negative, they are likely to produce a disintermediation effect, and more funds will be channeled into the shadow banking system. And of course, regulators find it difficult, if not impossible, to regulate shadow banks. This would be a very grave concern. It's also worrying because, given that we are now 8 years or more following the great financial crash of 2007, 2008, why are we now into negative real interest rates? Surely this is a sign that policymakers around the world are concerned and that perhaps the economic recovery is not going as well as it could have been. There has been a wave of harmonisation in banking regulations in the European Union, beginning in the early 1990s and moving through to European Monetary Union in 1999. The current moves towards banking union within Europe at this particular point in time may have to take a back seat because implementation of Basel III is paramount, and that has more of an effect on banks themselves. However, from a consumer perspective, some of the proposals on banking union are worthwhile. Of course, if you continue to harmonise, it is possible that some national peculiarities may get lost. And when pieces of information get lost to the market, it becomes difficult to price them. Today's workshop is excellent. Banco Santander has a tradition of supporting education. It's very beneficial for myself, for my colleagues, for my research. A workshop such as this helps bring together academics to discuss issues that are of vital importance to the development of our knowledge of the banking industry. There is great policy implication which can arise from the discussions which take place in such a forum. Bangor Business School houses arguably one of the largest groups of academics who specialise in banking and finance research within a European university. It has a tradition going back to the early 1970s. We have been involved in major consultancy works for the European Union, for institutions in Spain and Norway. Our researchers consistently publish in leading academic journals. At Bangor Business School, we disseminate our research into our teaching, which gives our students the very best insight into the operations of the banking industry.